One of the biggest secrets of card magic is the ability to turn over one single playing card and make the magician vanish. What? The ability to turn over two playing cards as one. The double lift is the most essential sleight in card magic.
I learned all the basic sleight of hands and you combine them to do an actual card trick. And the most basic one is the double lift. Okay, so this is how you perform a double lift. You show somebody their card, it's on top, you take that card and you put it in the middle of the deck, and you just tap the deck and it's back on top.
The double lift is so powerful, here's the reaction Markobi got when he used it during the World Championship of Magic in his winning act.
So it's just a magic moment because this is a card. So I saw you like that, so I do it again for you. So yes, thank you.
Like everything that is essential, the double lift is also versatile. You can use it to control a playing card, change it, or convince your spectator that their card isn't on top while it secretly is. The double lift is awesome, but truth be told, you probably only need one. Though it's cool to know more, it just makes magic more awesome. Why am I sitting next to these like I'm some sort of librarian? These are my cards and books. In this release, we will look at 7 unique double lifts that you can't learn anywhere else. So grab your favorite deck of playing cards and let's get it started. Welcome to 7 ways to execute a double lift. Explained. I love pointing my finger at the camera. So guys, before we get into the meat and bones, just wanted to remind you all to hit that subscribe button and drop a like, leave us a comment, let us know what you like. What is your favorite double lift from this entire video? I mean, it's kind of weird for me to say that because you haven't actually seen any of the double lifts. But I'll remind you again at the end and it will be like a double thing, I think, okay, let's The first double lift that we're going to be looking at is one that I've seen a lot of magicians do, but not a lot of people explain. It's this dribble double lift, where you are dribbling the playing cards and then you are retaining the last 2 playing cards. Now, you don't necessarily need to do a flourish at the end like I just did here. You can just turn the cards like that, or after dribbling, you can just show the playing card like this and then put it back. This is a very old idea. While learning about the top change and going through the books, I've actually found a resource from quite a lot of years ago. I didn't really remember it, so I can't credit the person, but this is definitely not something modern. So magicians in the past definitely were playing around with this. Now, I've seen people do it on the corners as well. They dribble over here, they retain the card. It's much easier to spin around. It's just I'm not necessarily a fan of dribbling cards by the corner. It feels a bit too unnatural for me. Now, if you don't know how to retain 2 playing cards, just like this, the first thing that you need to do is dribble the cards and just retain the last card. That's it. Just get used to being able to retain 1 playing card in the hand. Then, try and retain more than 1 card. You might stop at 3 playing cards, you might stop at more playing cards, and the idea is to try and leave as much as possible until the very end, and you can go much slower and slower until you arrive at the last 2 playing cards. And by practicing this, you'll be able to dribble much faster and stop exactly at the last 2 playing cards. There really isn't necessarily something else to it. It's just dribbling and stopping at the last 2. But if you're able to use this in your routine, they will literally look as if you're just stopping at the last playing card and then using it for whatever trick you want to use. A very beautiful double lift that I don't see a lot of people use, and I really think you guys should start using it. So this is kind of a funny double lift because it happens as you are swing cutting the playing cards and then you're retaining a double in your right hand. And this double actually comes from the bottom of the deck. So we have the 5 of spades on the bottom. I'm actually taking a break using my thumb on the last 2 playing cards, and I'm transferring this break to my middle finger. And then as I'm swing cutting the deck, at one point I'm going to swing cut everything except those 2 playing cards, and I'm going to turn those around. Now, this motion of turning the playing card happens by twisting your wrist towards the exterior and then moving your thumb down at the same time. And it gives this very nice, as you can see, turn around. It looks a little bit flourishy, but in a very nice way, not in a gimmicky way, you know, when you do it like this. So you take that break using your thumb. Now, when you're doing it to somebody, you don't want to expose this break to them. So what I like to do is tilt the deck like this, so when I'm swing cutting, they're unable to see this portion of the deck. Then at the end, I just swing cut everything, and I show the last two playing cards. Here is a double lift that is similar to the very first double lift that we learned from the dribble. But this time you're actually doing it from a spread. I like it from a spread because it feels much more impossible to be able to pick up two playing cards while you're doing a spread. And there are two ways in which I perform this. Usually I might get a get ready, as you can see, as I am spreading the cards, and then it's much easier to just pick two playing cards, or I am getting this get ready right here while I'm spreading the cards, because I have enough time with my thumb to start counting two playing cards and then at the end take them up. So it doesn't matter at which point you do it. I actually prefer the one at the end because it just feels natural for me to be able to riffle. You see, I'm slowly riffling as I'm spreading the cards on the table over here, and then as I arrive at my destined, like this time is a triple, then I pick those two or three up, right over here. Oh, I had dropped it for a second. Let's get a new card. Dribble, and then spin around, just like that, as you can see. Or you can do it as you are coming over here. So as you're going towards the table, you're gonna pull back two playing cards. If you're not able to pull back two playing cards yet, just get used to doing this and then slowly try and instantly break exactly at two playing cards. For me, it's much easier to pick up 3, 4 playing cards and then drop those than try and do this motion twice, because it's just weird. Whereas if I pick up 4 or 5 playing cards, I can dribble them, and from the point of view of the spectator, it just looks like you're dribbling playing cards, like you're just riffling playing cards, instead of this motion of picking up. You see, a very fine but very important difference. So we come over here, we pick it up, and it's the 2. Notice that when I apply a bit too much pressure, this actually causes the deck to, at this point it didn't because I didn't apply so much pressure, but if you apply too much pressure, it spreads them too much too soon, you know, like something like this. So just do it slowly so you can spread it nice and equal, and at the same time count those 2 playing cards. And you're gonna have a marvelous table spread double lift. If you're enjoying this free tutorial series, then I think you're really going to enjoy our original and exclusive releases on BigBlindMedia.com. One such release is the Forces project from Montier, where you're going to learn an amazing array of card tricks that you can do with some forces that you've never heard about and that are mind-blowing. Now, you ever seen Donnie the Ortiz just force playing cards? Yeah, that's the type of level you're going to learn from Montier. Plus, there's a bunch of other projects that you can discover both in physical format and in digital format on BigBlindMedia.com. Let's get it going, guys. Somebody touches a card, let's say they touch this one, you stop, you take a break underneath the second card, you pull back those, and then you turn it around. From my point of view, there's just too much pause in this motion. Usually if you are to just turn a card over, it would happen like this, you know? So this is exactly the motion that we want to try and mimic as much as possible when we're doing a double lift, because it just feels much more natural. From the point of view of a spectator, he's not going to notice. I'll be completely honest with you. Like, spectators don't overthink so much, but if you want your act to look as close as possible to something that you would actually do in reality, you know, you see, just turn the card over, it looks like that. So what we want to do is make a double lift, make look exactly like we're turning one card over. And then you come over here and you can go into your trick. Now the way that I do this is I stop at a point, I get those 2 playing cards, then I bring them as much as possible, one close to each other, so I can turn both at the same time. From this position, it's a bit hard to push those as one and then turn them around. So what I like to do is just take the entire spread, put it underneath, and then start using those playing cards. So we're here, I get those two cards, I turn them around, and we have a double. Let me try and get it over there. We get another card, I put those two, and I turn it around, and we get the cover. You see, it feels much more fluid, whereas if somebody touches a card, and we get it right over there, and we turn it over, it just feels much more mechanical and robust. So by making it much more fluid like this, it feels as if that is actually one single playing card.
Fuck that.
So let's shift the gear and talk about the one-handed double lift. This is when you use just one single hand to turn a double. Now, this is possible to be done from the middle of the deck, from the top of the deck, and from the bottom of the deck as well. I dropped the card over there. It's the same mechanic. By gripping two cards between your thumb and pinky finger and spinning it around the deck, you are able to have a double. So let's see the mechanics behind this. We're going to use our thumb and our index finger curled underneath the deck, which pushes upward, and the thumb pushes downwards to create this nice bend in the deck. We're going to thumb count two playing cards, and then we're going to have the corner contact the pulp of our thumb. From this point, we're going to bend our pinky. This might be a little bit difficult in the beginning, but then you'll get used to it. Notice that the way that I'm pulling my pinky back also involves extending my other fingers in the front. This is actually what moves the deck in position for my pinky to be able to contact those two playing cards. Now that the playing card is between these two fingers, you will understand if your hands are too small for this or just big enough in order to spin the card. Because you're going to have to be able to have all of the space in which the card revolves around. So you're going to use your ring finger to push the playing card as further away as possible. This might happen if you're staying so long as I was. We're pushing the card, and notice that it's not just the ring finger pushing, because if it would be, then that would be the extent of it. But by pushing and then coming down with the thumb, I am actually able to revolve the playing card completely. At this point, it's in great position for my middle finger to grab this other corner, and then my ring finger from underneath will extend, and this will tilt the card the other way around. Now my thumb will go to my pinky finger, and this will cause the playing cards to just fall flat with their face. So at this point, we spin, we contact, we spin again, and we go down. Riffle, contact, contact here, lift, spin with your ring finger as much as possible, then come down for a full revolution, switch to the middle finger, extend with your ring finger over here, and then I come with my thumb. I drop the card because it just naturally drops since it's not on the corner anymore. And at this point, I use my wrist to make sure that the two playing cards fall and the spectator doesn't see that there were two playing cards. Now, if you want to do the same thing, when you come in the middle, you're going to use your index finger to stop and retain half of the packet. Use your thumb to count those two playing cards. Look how I am pushing inside of this gap, and then I am moving my thumb so that I can grab those exactly at that point. I pull the two playing cards outside at this angle, and then I just repeat the same process. Grab, come outside until the card will revolve naturally around the corner of the deck. And at this point, we end it like we just practiced. And the last one will be from the bottom of the deck, where we do same thing as the one in the middle. We're going to use the deck to revolve the playing card and then end like we learned in the beginning. I left this towards the end because it is a flourishy move, but if you can get it done, I am going to try it for the first time in my both hands over here. There we go. If you can get it done, then you can have a card trick using just one single hand. I've seen magicians do this, kind of like a personal challenge, but it's also very impressive when they show it to a lay audience. So now you have the tool, practice it, and you can insert it in your repertoire. What about a double lift from the center of the deck? You just show a playing card and then you can have a double lift from that position. This is a double lift I created back when I was 14 and literally just involves counting 2 playing cards with your thumb in that position. So you dribble the playing cards, you're revolving your wrist, and then from this position, I'm actually trapping the deck right here between the base of my thumb, my index finger and my fingers, and I'm counting 2 playing cards with my thumb. So if I go 1, then I go 2, using 2 different sides of my thumb, as you can see. Most of the time, I can just pick up 2 as I'm going upwards, like this. If that doesn't work, what I might do is I count 1 playing card so the spectator can see that. And then this happens by reflex. As I am going towards that card, 1 single playing card will stick to my thumb, so I can actually take that and bring it upwards. I have actually seen a variation on this where you take 1 card from the center, but then you're also taking the top card as well in the process. I feel this one is just much more revealing and just not really to my liking. And over here, you can count 2 playing cards in a very fast manner. You bring it around and you have a double lift. Definitely one that you'll have to practice a little bit. It doesn't come instantly, as you might pick up 1 card at the beginning, you might pick up an entire packet. This is why I told you can riffle 1 card, or you can even riffle 2 playing cards, and then you can get those. But what happens to me when I riffle 2 playing cards is I still get that 1 card latching onto my thumb, so I might get 3 cards in the end. So 1 card is enough. See, just happens instantly. I get another card, and then that is it. Boom. I left my favorite double lift at the end because this is a double lift that I literally just came up with for this video. And I like it because it's fresh, it's new, and it makes me excited at the prospect that, you know, this is, this is a new double lift. You can also use it as a color change, as you can see. You can get a playing card from this position, you turn it over here, and then as you lift the card up, it instantly changes. So double lift, whatever you want. You can even come, it doesn't work like that, as I can see. Because if you come forward, you can't really square it up as nicely. But if I come in the back, then it's much easier from that position. So we are over here, and then you turn it around. I think I practiced it a couple of times in front of you guys so you can see what's happening. I use my pinky to count 1 playing card, and then I'm just going to stick those 2 together. And it happens by going forward with the thumb, and at the same time I might actually pull the card backwards as well, but very slightly. It usually just involves pushing this card forward as I turn it around. And it happens so fast that the spectator isn't really able to see this. So you're pushing 1 card and then you're turning it around. Notice? So if you want to use it as a color change, you get that pinky break. It's very important for the entire card to be lifted both on the base of your thumb and on the pinky. Then you get that playing card, you're putting it in front like this, you're snapping your fingers, and then I was actually trying to do something else here. I was trying to do this. I think I've seen somebody do this, so it might not be completely original from this position, and then the card changes. I definitely have seen somebody do that. But I love this as a double lift. We come over here, and then you have a double. So the way that I perform it is by pushing 1 single playing card forward. At the same time, my right fingers will block my pinky finger counting 1 playing card. We're going to say we're going to use just 1 playing card for this. Let's check it out, the 10 of spades. I want you to check it out yourself, snap your fingers. You can see it changes into the 3 of hearts. A very subtle and nice, simple, easy to execute. You can give it a lot of adjectives. Double lift. And I really wanted to leave it at the end for everybody looking for something that not everybody's going to watch this video at the end. So this is just for those people that have. Boom! That was the end of this episode of this Tutorial Friday, as I like to call it. Let me know which double lift was your favorite one by commenting in the comment section below. I told you guys in the beginning that I will remind you about this because I'm very curious. There's 7 different not color changes, 7 different double lifts that I've shown today, and I'm just very curious about them because some of them are my ideas. I'm just curious if people actually like them or if they're complete garbage. You know, I'm always thinking about that. I think anybody that creates stuff is thinking, is it complete garbage or like the most genius thing on the planet? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next week when we're gonna do another episode. Hopefully. You'll never know until you tune in, and in order to tune in, you gotta be subscribed. So I'll see you guys in the next episode. Until then, much love.